The Immigration and Customs Enforcement, they deported at least 72 people to Haiti on Monday, including a 2-month-old baby and 21 other children. The removal sent vulnerable infants back to Haiti as it is experiencing a major political arrest. Now, this comes on the heels of Joe Biden saying he's not going to deport anybody. There's going to be a 100-day moratorium on deportations and removals. But there is a difference, I guess if they're being technical, there is a difference between removal and inadmissibility. So when you come into a border crossing or when you come into an airport and you're turned back, you are found inadmissible. So perhaps they're getting very technical on what they plan on doing for these first 100 days. They found 72 people from Haiti who were coming presumably to apply for asylum. They found them inadmissible and returned them. Now, the expulsions were carried out not because they were being denied asylum. They were carried out under a 77-year-old public health statute called Title 42. It was first invoked by the Trump administration. It was put into effect at the start of coronavirus outbreak to prevent people from coming in who potentially could infect Americans with COVID. We thought Joe Biden was going to stop that. He hasn't. A spokesperson for the Department of Homeland Security said the policy would continue for new arrivals at the border indefinitely until the Biden administration reviews the entire policy and has facilities for housing migrants that want to come and apply for asylum. So even though we have a lot of talk by Joe Biden about changing immigration laws and moratoriums that got overturned by a federal judge, and we promise not to deport anybody, at least in one circumstance, which is right here, the Trump administration policies are being continued to be followed by Joe Biden. They are carrying out inadmissibility orders, finding people inadmissible, and returning them to their country due to the COVID outbreak. A spokesperson for Joe Biden said, as this administration has stated from the very outset, our capacity at the border will not transform overnight, due in large part to the damage done over the last 4 years to our asylum system and infrastructure. We are committed to restoring our asylum system and building an improved system. Now, the moratorium that the administration made on deportations, those are people found physically in the United States, which is different than inadmissibility, which is being turned away at the border. It still has exceptions for suspected terrorists, dangerous criminals, and as part of their policy, arrivals at the border after November 1st of last year. So even if you came into America and you arrived after November 1st, you would still possibly be deportable under the Biden administration. Yo, Vanessa.
This is a lot.
I think it's a lot because, publicly it's saying one thing, but in reality, it's doing something different. Don't, if you can't change the policy, then fine. Okay, which I don't believe, by the way, because there's plenty of ways to do things. As I've said on the show, plenty of times, if people have a reasonable fear of returning to their country and they have made a credible claim for political asylum, and you want to make sure they show up to a hearing, put an ankle bracelet on them. Government has lots of them.
Right.
So don't say we're going to stop deportation for 100 days, and then all of a sudden this happens. Because that's not really being honest. If you want to be technical, well, we're finding somebody inadmissible, we're not deporting them. But to the general public, that's being dishonest. I voted for Joe Biden, but I got to call it as I see it.
No, absolutely. I agree with that. I agree.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.